Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x times 256 to the power of x equals 1. Now what we're first going to do is we're going to get rid of this x on this side and move it to the other side. So how we're going to do that is we're going to divide both sides by x. So on the left side, these two would cancel out, so we would just have 256 to the power of x, and on the right side here, we have 1 over x. Now what we're going to do is we're going to power both sides to the 1 over x. So we're going to do 1 over x to the power of 1 over x and 256 to the power of x to the power of 1 over x. Now remember, if you have a to the power of b to the power of c, this is the same thing as a to the power of b times c. So right here we have 256 to the power of x to the power of 1 over x, right? Well, this would be the same thing as 256 to the power of x times 1 over x. Now x times 1 over x, this is equal to x over x, which is equal to 1. So this is equal to 256 to the power of 1, which is the same thing as just simply 256. So we have 256 equals 1 over x to the power of 1 over x. Now what we want to do is we want to convert this equation so that it's in the form a to the power of a equals b to the power of b. So we already have b to the power of b over here because 1 over x to the power of 1 over x, they're both the same. Now we want to convert 256 so that it's in the form a to the power of a. Well, 256, this is equal to 16 squared, right? Now 16, this is equal to 4 squared. So we have 4 squared to the power of 2. Now remember this property, if we have a to the power of b to the power of c, this is equal to a to the power of b times c. Well, 4 to the power of 2 to the power of 2, this would equal 4 to the power of 2 times 2. And 2 times 2 is 4, so this would be 4 to the power of 4. And as you can see, now this is in the form a to the power of a. So we're going to replace 256 with 4 to the power of 4. And this is still equal to 1 over x to the power of 1 over x. Now all we have to do is set a equal to b. So 4 is equal to 1 over x, because if a to the power of a equals b to the power of b, then a is obviously equal to b. Now if we multiply 4 with x, we get 4x equals 1, and if we divide both sides by 4, these two would cancel out, and we would get x equals 1 over 4. And this is our answer. Alright, so in this problem, I have 8 to the power of x is equal to 16. So I want to find the value of x here. So for my solution, I'm going to start by rewriting my equation here. So my equation is 8 to the power of x is equal to 16. Now, before we start doing anything, let's just inspect this problem real quick. So if I plug in x equals 1 into this equation, I get 8 to the power of 1 is equal to 16, which 8 to the power of 1 is the same thing as 8, so I get 8 equals 16, which is false, right? Now if I plug in x equals 2, I get 8 to the power of 2 is equal to 16, and 8 to the power of 2 is 64. So I get 64 equals 16. And notice how there's a big gap between 8 and 64. So we know that the value of x is not going to be a whole number but a decimal, and it's going to be somewhere in between 1 and 2. So x is greater than 1 but less than 2. We know this. Now, how are we going to actually solve this problem and find the exact value of x? Well, what I can do is rewrite 16 as 8 times 2. Now what I'm going to do is divide both sides by 8. So then these two cancel out, and I get 8 to the power of x over 8 is equal to 2. Now if I have something in the form a to the power of m over a to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m minus n. So a to the power of x over a to the power of 1 is equal to a to the power of x minus 1, which is equal to 2. Now 8 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3, so I get 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x minus 1 is equal to 2. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x minus 1 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3 times x minus 1. And 3 times x minus 1, I can distribute 3, so I get 2 to the power of 3x minus 3 is equal to 2. And 2 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 1. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m is equal to a to the power of n, this means that m is equal to n. So this means that 3x minus 3 is equal to 1. And now if I add 3 on both sides, I get 3x is equal to 4, and x is equal to 4 over 3. Now, there actually is another way to solve this problem. What I can also do is at the start rewrite both of these in bases of 2. So 8 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3, so I get 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x, and 16 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 4. Now this is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3x is equal to 2 to the power of 4, meaning that 3x is equal to 4 and x is equal to 4 over 3. So this is a much simpler method of solving this problem.